Today, we're going to tackle a question that sounds super simple but has actually stumped scientists for centuries. What exactly is life?
Okay, let's dive right in. You know, we all kind of know a dog is alive and a rock isn't, right? But when you really get down to it, what are the actual hard and fast scientific rules that draw that line?
To figure this out, we need to be really clear about our rules. We have to set up a super strict definition for what it means to be alive, a rule that just can't be broken.
So here's the deal. For any trait to be a true sign of life, it has to pass a really simple two-part test. 1, it's got to be in 100% of all living things. And 2, it has to be in 0% of non-living things. If it fails even one of those, it's out. Simple as that.
So let's put the two most common answers to the test, growth and reproduction. Do they hold up?
Okay, first suspect, growth. I mean, it makes sense, right? A tiny seed grows into a huge tree, a baby grows into an adult, everything alive seems to grow. But there's a catch.
See, the secret here is how things grow. Living things, they grow from the inside. They make more cells, and that's what makes them bigger. But non-living things, they can only grow from the outside, just by piling more stuff on top.
Think about it. A mountain gets bigger when it snows. A sand dune expands when the wind blows more sand onto it. Heck, your car's mass technically increases after a few birds, pay it a visit. So because non-living things can grow, growth fails part 2 of our test. It's an imposter.
Okay, so what about our second suspect, reproduction? This one feels like a sure thing, a total slam dunk. A rock can't have baby rocks. My pen isn't going to create a bunch of little pens. So it seems to pass the second part of our test, right? No non-living things reproduce. But what about that first part?
Well, it turns out not everything that's alive can reproduce. Mules, for example, are totally alive, but they're sterile. Worker bees, alive, but they don't reproduce. And of course, there are sterile human couples who are very much alive. So because not all living things can reproduce, it fails the first part of our test. Reproduction is out too.
So now that we've exposed the imposters, let's get to the real deal. What is life? It turns out there are 3 features that pass our test with flying colors.
These are the big 3. And I mean everything. From the tiniest bacterium to the biggest blue whale. Every single living thing on this planet shares these 3 non-negotiable features.
Okay, number 1, cellular organization. It's simple. All life is made of at least one cell. The cell is the basic building block. Nothing smaller than a cell can be considered alive on its own, and crucially, no non-living thing is made of cells. So check and check. It passes both parts of our test.
Number 2, metabolism. This is basically the sum of all the chemical reactions that keep an organism going. It's the constant process of building things up, breaking them down, and using energy just to stay, well, running. A rock doesn't have a metabolism, so this one's a pass too.
And this is a really cool point. You can actually create a living reaction in a lab, inside a test tube. But that doesn't mean the test tube is alive. Life isn't just one chemical reaction. It's the whole organized system working together.
And finally, number 3, consciousness. Now hold on, I'm not talking about thinking and feeling and writing poetry. In biology, this means something much more fundamental, the ability to sense what's going on in your environment and respond to it. And every single living thing has this.
All 3 are absolutely essential. But scientists often point to one of them as the most complex, the most defining, the ultimate sign of being alive.
And that feature is consciousness. Some biologists even call it the father feature because it's just so fundamental. It's not just about existing, it's about actively interacting with the world around you.
And once you look for it, you see this everywhere. A tiny bacterium senses a threat and immediately locks down its membrane to protect itself. A sunflower literally turns its head to follow the sunlight across the sky. A plant that's getting thirsty will close up its pores to stop losing water. This constant sensing and responding, that is what it means to be alive.
So, okay, we've got our 3 rules. Why does having this strict definition matter so much? Well, for one, it helps us wrap our heads around the absolutely mind-boggling diversity of life on this planet.
So far, we've identified nearly 2 million different species on Earth. Think about that. 1.8 million unique forms of life. And every single one of them is made of cells, has a metabolism, and is conscious of its world. So there you have it, our 3 rules for life. But this tidy definition leaves us with one giant, fascinating puzzle. What about viruses? They're not made of cells. They can't create their own energy.
They have no metabolism on their own. They fail our test. So are they alive? Or are they something else entirely, lurking right on that blurry line between chemistry and biology?